episode today.
Got my laptop, so technical difficulties, my fault.
Yeah. Her fault this time. I was good. I brought all my stuff.
You did.
In fairness, you've been a lot busier than I have, so.
Nah.
Yeah, so big news of the day, big news of the week, the royal funeral. People in the United Kingdom are not going to be able to pay their fucking heating bills or be able to buy food this winter, but the UK government is probably going to spend, by the time this fucking 10-day fiasco is over, 100,000, maybe 100 million pounds,
So
maybe
fucking
more.
blowing my mind.
Maybe more.
Blowing my mind.
They have all these fucking heads of state flying in now as well. So like not George Bush, fuck, he might be there. I have no idea, but I know Biden's there, and
He has to be there, right?
yeah, all these foreign dignitaries come in, and you have to pay for their protection. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. Like the amount of money, like these fucking parasites already cost that country so much fucking money, and people think they're fucking great, man. I don't understand it, man.
Because they don't know any better.
I got to be honest with you, I've been watching a lot of coverage of it, right?
Yeah.
I think this is like the death knell of the royal family.
Like
I
this
really
is
do.
it.
I think this is it. I don't think nobody in the UK really likes Charles. They just don't.
No, he's kind of the perfect one to go out on.
Yeah, they're gonna like, look, you know what? After this, let's just be done with it,
Yeah.
because you know he's gonna die. He's fucking 73, 74, something like that. He's gonna die again.
got
Are they
20
gonna
years.
do another? If he gets another 10 years, right? Say he gets 10, right? So in 10 years' time, are they gonna do another one of these? Are there gonna be like people queuing for 14 hours
nobody likes him.
to go and see him lying in state?
No, but I think that there is an
Yeah.
interest with Diana's kids, William and Harry.
I think possibly
there's
William.
quite an interest.
Possibly William could be. You know what? If they were smart, and if William inherited some of his mother's fucking like savvy in terms of public relations, what they will do is they will like voluntarily phase out the monarchy with him. And have him go out as like a fucking hero, and then just have the monarchy be like they are here in Spain, which is just they're just there. They don't have any fucking power.
And your you still have your connections, you still have your money.
Exactly, yeah.
The generational wealth
Well,
is...
I mean, now I think that they should start going after some of that fucking money. They should start repatriating some of that money into the fucking country. You know what I mean? Because, but you know,
I feel like
you know,
Anderson Cooper's somewhere shivering right now.
I'm sure he is.
Come
It's
after
like
him
that-
so bad.
Yeah. I told him he could keep one of his fucking houses, man.
The
You
one
know
in
what I mean?
Montauk.
And the one in Montauk, yeah. So yeah, that was. I mean, like I've been watching that coverage, and it's just insane that just, you know, the fawning coverage that the British media are just pouring all over this thing. It's like they're pushing it, they're selling it so fucking hard.
How much fucking mileage did they get out of this, what is her name? Meghan Markle, like leaving the whole thing, and Prince Harry leaving.
Oh.
They run for this for years. I get it.
Yeah, I mean it's true. I mean there's a clip going around where Meghan Markle is going, like she's going along and she's shaking people's hands on the, because they did this, like, you know, they were like pressing the flesh on these lines of people that were looking and queuing up and stuff. And she's shaking, and you could see this one like video clip that I've seen where there's like, she's like shaking, and this one young woman's like, oh my God, it's so blah, blah, and then this other young woman, and there's this other woman like this,
I know.
won't even like look at her as she walks by.
They're so fucking weird. People are
Yeah,
so weird.
that's
Why
like-
do you care?
Yeah, and that I was like, wow, that's really,
mean-
that's like deeply fucked up, man.
But if like I put a crown on your mom and then like decide to
Yeah.
watch you be a bitch to her.
But I
and-
mean, not to mention like where the jewels in that crown came from.
Oh yeah, I heard India's mad.
India's fucking pissed off. The Star of Africa is the biggest diamond ever found in Africa, and they're just like, well, we'll have that.
Oh my God,
And now it's the crown jewels.
I
It's
saw
like,
this
you know
lady-
what? Give some of your stolen shit back.
I saw this lady. She's like, she's part of like a cultural affairs attaché from the UN, and she's Indian. And she did an interview, and she was like, it was like scathing, and she was just kind of like, okay, she's dead. She's somebody's grandmother, whatever. She's like, can you give the shit back now?
Yeah.
Just give me the shit back.
Give me my shit back. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, and like everybody's going on about how she was so benevolent, and that, you know, she gave back she gave freedom to all the Commonwealth. It's like she didn't actually give it. It was like it wasn't like
Yours to take.
they couldn't hold on to it. I mean, they were just unable. They didn't have
No.
they were like a vanquished empire.
Well, I feel like the British Empire was the only one that was expanding at the turn of the last century.
Yeah, it was.
It was, but then it was like, how could they manage it with like globalization and everything? They couldn't manage that.
They
I mean, everyone was
couldn't
running.
manage that. No,
So-
I mean, their empire just got too big.
Yeah, and that's what usually happens, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like it's happened.
It got
time
too big,
and time again.
and there were other big empires that were like vying for, you know, after the First World War, really, you know, the First World War, when the Ottoman Empire fell, like the Brits took like loads of shit in like, you know, Palestine and stuff. They took loads. They took all that off of Palestine, Syria, that whole, you know, where Israel is now, Palestine, Syria, Jordan, Lebanon.
I was like, shut up, shut up.
Well, fuck it, no, I'm not.
I was like, shut up.
I don't care. You know, but they took all that and like Suez and all, and that was their downfall. Really, was Suez. Like it wasn't until after the Second World War, but that was like the final nail in their coffin.
They were everywhere.
They were everywhere.
They were fucking everywhere.
They were everywhere. Yeah. The royal family thing again, yeah, like, you know, the history of the royal family, like they're trying to paint it like that Queen Elizabeth was somehow like this benign monarch. But she did, like, you know, there's so much nasty shit that went on, like, all through her reign, like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. The fucking Falklands War happened on her fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Falklands War, the Mau Mau rebellion in Kenya, there was like all kinds of shit going on in India, like, you know, like all kinds of like totally fucked up shit going on in India. Like, yeah, I mean, you know.
They're the original Brits abroad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Sorry.
you know, so like, it's interesting. I was watching this thing where this woman was going down the queue, like she was interviewing people on the queue, and like, you know, most of the people in the queue were kind of like, you know, boomerish, like, you know, my age and older, right? And then like, she would go to other places because very few of those people were in the queue, under 40. There were very few under 40s, and she'd go to them and she'd be like, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. You know what I mean? These people are fucking. I gotta check. Sorry. Pause. Yeah, sorry. I'm doing producer, director, and cameraman. A man of many
talents.
Many talents. Jack of all trades, master of none.
There you go.
Yeah, so she was asking people like, you know, in their oh yeah, and I'm the talent as well, but she's asking people like under 40 and stuff, under 40s, and going like, what do you? And people are just like, really, I just don't give a shit. I mean, it's like, it's really a bit much, and you know, I'm glad I got a day off on Monday. They all got a bank holiday, but it was like a random out of nowhere bank holiday, which is kind of shit. I mean,
you can't plan for that.
You can't plan for that. I mean, if you're like in a fucking 0 hours contract, shitty job like in McDonald's, who are like, so like, we love the Queen, so we're gonna close all our shops. Are you gonna pay all the fucking people who were supposed to be fucking working that day?
No.
No, you're not.
To.
I mean, it's once again, like, you know, like fuck the poor people, fuck the fucking working people. Fuck everybody else, just so like to have this, you know, this great, I mean, and you know, this great media.
How much do you think the British
PR
public's
fucking
responsibility counts for that, though? I feel bad to say that, but how much do you think their responsibility factors into that? Because they could just get rid of them.
The British, I think so. I mean, the British people keep voting in the fucking. Well, I mean, they have the you know, it's like everywhere. Like the system is designed to keep these fucking people in power. You know, and you have so little power yourself to do anything to combat it, that you kind of just have to go along. You know, I mean, you're so, you know, and they design the system so that you're so, like, you're so tired. It's like a struggle every day to get from one thing to the next, to get to the next month's rent, to get to the next month's, you know, like energy bill, to get to the next month's food bill, that you don't have time to think about how to fucking overcome this system. And all they're doing, they have tons of time to think about how to make the system more deeply entrenched, so that you'll never get rid of it. And this big fucking sideshow with the Queen is like a perfect example. But I mean, I hope, like I said, I hope that, like, you know, it'll be William after George III, and I mean, like, I don't know much British history, right? I mean, like, my British history's not. I mean, pretty good on American history, right? But my British history is like a bit sketchy. But I do know that George I, they chopped his fucking head off.
Yeah.
Because no, George II was the crazy one.
Okay.
George I had his head chopped off because that was like the revolution, like Oliver Cromwell and all that shit. Like, he was such a fucking asshole that the fucking wasn't, they called it the peasants, but it wasn't the peasants. It was like the sort of that like
Yeah.
the landed class.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, it wasn't.
No,
peasants,
it wasn't
nah.
peasants. It was like
They don't even get close
sick
to him.
fucking Protestants.
They don't even get close to
Yeah,
him.
sick Protestants, and then like unleashed Oliver Cromwell on fucking Ireland, and he just fucking like went and like just like murdered entire fucking villages and shit. But yeah. So he,
What they do.
I mean, he could have picked any name. You know, like it doesn't have to be Charles. It,
Yeah, I didn't
it could have been like
understand that.
could have been like King George, because King George has had pretty good reputation.
Yeah.
But like he decided to pick King Charles III, and so Charles I got his head chopped off. Charles II was
He was crazy, right?
no, that was George. That was
Oh, or
George
was
the
it Richard?
second.
Was it King Richard? Was fucking
Richard the Third. Richard the
he
Third.
was fucking
I think he was
nuts.
a crazy one.
He
yeah,
was crazy.
But George II was like
I think they found him in a parking lot.
George II. Apparently, like there's more children related to George II. Like you could be like any
Like a Genghis Khan kind of
any random person in the UK could be related to
like,
the royal
like
family.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, because he just fucked everybody. He was like a notorious fucking whore. And he just fucking shagged.
Whore.
He was like, he had so many fucking concubines and whatever.
Which is
Yeah.
fine if you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he did.
I'm
but,
sure
you know,
he didn't.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't. No. But I mean, like, you know, Roy. I mean, I'm sure you get like, you know, in the whole world, it's like, look, I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Listen, you got to pump up your game because I'm with the king guy over here, so
Yeah.
it's gonna cost you an extra few.
You also have syphilis.
Because it's royal pussy now, but it's
You
royal
have
syphilis.
you have
It's royal syphilis stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it was a strange name to pick because the two Charleses before him were like not
Fucked.
the best
He might
examples.
repeat history. I really don't like his world. I'll be honest with you. I understand some people like as activists and stuff. They're like, "Fuck this," but there's some people who are like railing for like violence, and I'm like, "That's
Yeah,
so
I mean,
crazy."
that's just stupid.
I'm like, "Do you really want somebody to storm? Like, is that really what you want it to be?" I really feel like the graceful thing is for them to bow out.
Yeah.
Really bow out.
I wish it was like olden days where like they would have had like after the funeral, like they're like somebody would come and just like stab the king, and he would like die mysteriously and be taken up to the Tower of London, and suddenly it would be like King William, and then like 3 days later it would be like
We're
King
gone.
Duh and King this, like it was like back in the, you know, like when you read
Just
when you
pop
read.
out.
But the only history I remember reading about and being interested in about British history was all that like
killing
the
each
palace intrigue where they were like killing each other and shit. That was fun. They should bring that back. Be like fucking Game of Thrones and shit. That'd be fucking quality. Even though I've never seen Game of Thrones,
Which is crazy.
I would watch the fucking Windsor's Game of Thrones, man. That would be fucking.
I don't
great.
know. I feel like also they have a really good basis to have a lot of drama with these these two couples now, Meghan Markle, the Harry.
True.
So
true.
it's perfect. This
Yeah,
could
yeah,
go
yeah,
for
yeah, true.
ages.
Yeah, no.
It is. It has to
Sure,
go
it
on for-
fucking will.
I'm saying, like, what this is the thing. This is non-stop.
Because I mean, this is great for the press and the ruling class
Amazing.
because like it keeps everybody distracted. It keeps the proles distracted by all this palace intrigue bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Like, people really like Diana and she seemed cool, but
They
like,
did,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I get that, right? But like, how much?
But why did they like her?
She seemed real.
But also because they fucked her over.
Yeah.
That's what she like. People identified with her being fucking victimized by those pricks.
Yeah, and
being
I
treated like
think
shit by
that's
them.
why some
Yeah.
people identify with that Meghan Markle.
Absolutely.
But
a lot more people don't. I mean,
a lot more people don't.
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
think
yeah.
they think she's spoiled.
Yeah, they think she's yeah. I mean, like Piers Morgan. God, that guy's such a fucking tool,
Again, who
man.
gives a fuck about?
I know. Again, I agree with you. But the shit he said about Meghan Markle, it's just awful. Man, he's just an awful, fucking fat, old, gammon, white, racist prick.
Yeah,
He's a
the-
fucking asshole.
The
Cannot
thing
stand
is,
him.
I never ever care about what he says.
No, I
I
don't
just find him to be
I
annoying.
was very upset when I found out that he was an Arsenal fan. That upset me.
Oh, because you're an Arsenal fan?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like a diehard Arsenal fan anymore, but I'm still like, you know, like if I'm looking at the results, I'm always like, you know, yay, the Arsenal won.
I enjoyed watching him years ago on The Apprentice. That was like
Yeah, I don't know.
no. The Celebrity Apprentice was amazing because watching these people try and think.
Yeah, I mean, Piers Morgan is
It's
just.
like Celebrity Jeopardy. You're
I've said this before
remember
about
Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah, it was
You saw
terrible.
Wolf Blitzer on that shit.
Oh yeah, he didn't get any. He ended up with like 0 or some shit. Like
You
that.
would think that dude would be,
No, he's
No.
a moron.
and that's what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and now we're gonna go back to our.
I believe Anderson Cooper did quite well on Celebrity Jeopardy. I'm just gonna I've been accused of being like an anti-Anderson kind of person, and I'm not really. But I just think that his generational inherited wealth that was the result of criminal behavior by his great grandparents there should be some reparations paid for having your money in that way. The same way as I feel about the royal family. They should not have the money that they have. There should be, you know, if I had stolen money, you would take it back from me and put me in jail. But they've stolen money and have been able to make money on it for, and Anderson Cooper is a really good analogy because he is like American royalty.
Oh, totally. Vanderbilts?
Yeah, the Vanderbilt
Yeah,
family. So
huge.
he's like like American royalty. Him, the Rockefellers, Carnegies, J.P. Morgan, you know, all that whole, you know, crowd of, you know, robber barons and stuff that, you know, and that money's still in circulation. All the slaveholder money is still in circulation. I mean, that money didn't just go, it didn't just end and then they started it over again.
That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah, they didn't end and they started over again. They kept all that money and built on it and used it to like continue, not even a new empire, but to continue the empire, which is exactly what they do in the United Kingdom. They're all the same people.
Yeah. But it gets looked upon like, oh, that ended years ago, and you're like, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, I'm sorry. You know, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the name changed.
But I mean, like I said about the jewels and stuff, all the jewels and the art and the fucking, like, you know, like the what do they call the Elgin marbles that they stole from Greece and the Parthenon.
Yeah, they stole a lot of shit from Greece too.
For fuck's sake, man, they just raped and pillaged.
Egypt.
For like, you know, I mean, and essentially like the British Empire was like a fucking like a Holocaust level every fucking 10 years for 100 years.
Whoa.
Sorry.
We're gonna go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not downplaying the Holocaust. It was fucked up, but I was using it as the benchmark for fucked up shit. And you know, so like they did that every decade in Africa, in India, in South America. Not so much in South America with the Brits, but like definitely in India and Africa.
Yeah.
And China. Fucking, they had China for fucking years.
We actually really forget how big the British Empire was.
It was fucking massive, man.
It spanned the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had, I mean, what they did in China was like the fucking opium wars and Jesus fucking Christ, man. I mean, they basically...
They had Hong Kong for how many years?
They basically started the opium fucking, the heroin trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On purpose.
On purpose, for sure. You know, so like, I mean, there's all this fucking shit about the British Empire. That's great, you know what I mean? And I'm not absolving the U.S. Empire either. I mean, they just continued on. They became like, you know,
same people,
it's the same basic people.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, I've heard a lot of stuff, and I think we talked about it like last week. Maybe we mentioned this, but it was like you see people like Jeff Bezos and like Tucker Carlson. They're like, you should respect them. Like
because they're envious.
Because that is the shit for them.
Yeah. But Jeff Bezos is like, oh man, what do I have to do to like get buried and like with a crown of gold and like?
He's like, I went to space.
Yeah. I mean,
lame.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's like so envious of the Queen. He's like, she's like,
but he's like
total respect for her.
He does, and it's so weird that of all the people, like you would think, right? These people who are like, oh, they're self-made men, right?
Please.
No, they're self-made. Jeff Bezos is self-made.
Please.
Okay, he's self-made man, and so it's like, why are you? This lady inherited well. She didn't do anything. I mean, I guess you bought Amazon. Or you made Amazon.
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, this notion of Jeff Bezos being a self-made man and Bill Gates being a self-made man and all these people being self-made man and Elon Musk, they were not they had like fucking shit tons of money behind them. You know what I mean? They made deals with fucking devils and they did what they fucking had to do. Now, they were unknown before they did these things. But like, I mean, Bill Gates, I happen to know like the Bill Gates, and then the Bezos background story I don't really know very well. But I mean, like, you give me like a fucking day and I'll tell you that he's not a self-made fucking millionaire. But Bill Gates, like, he goes on like I started this business in my garage. Get the fuck out of here. He started in a garage in like a fucking, like, I think it was at Santa Clara, California, like in Northern California.
Like how many cars were in your garage?
And his fucking mother was the president of the bank that his grandfather had been the president of. And he got the reason he got into IBM, which is how Windows like made its big push, he got into IBM and got onto every IBM computer with his operating system.
Right.
And his mother was on the United Way, which is a charity, which they're all scams, and sitting next to the guy who was on the March of Dimes. She was sitting right next to the guy who was the CEO of IBM and said, oh, my son Bill has this computer thing and blah, blah, blah. And he stole half the shit from somebody else. You know what I mean? They're not, these guys are not. So, I mean, yeah, it's clear how they really like the Queen. They admire that. They aspire to that.
Okay. Well, you worked at McDonald's.
Who?
Jeff Bezos.
Did he? When he was like 10, 12, 14?
I think he went to Montessori school. I don't think he was.
Yeah, I mean, there you
I
go.
saw him Montessori, and and I
you
was like,
go.
oh. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I mean, he went to Princeton, and it got paid for.
Yeah, honestly, he's not a self-made man. I mean,
I thought he might.
I'm not saying the guy didn't work hard. I'm not saying that the guy's not smart. I'm not saying he didn't have a good idea. I'm not saying, but I am saying he's a ruthless fucking capitalist. I mean, like, and he's that sort of that ilk of like the Bill Gates, the
$300,000,
the Bill Gates, the Elon Musk, the fucking Steve Jobs, that whole like California tech crowd kind of model themselves on there, like, what were the new kind of bosses? We're your pal, like Hank Scorpio and shit, and and we're gonna get beanbags and play ping pong and da 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 da. They're just
the new tech god guys, like the new, like they wear like casual clothes. They're
and they're
just surfing. They care about the environment.
Exactly,
blah, blah, blah.
which they don't.
They don't.
Yeah. So I mean, they're all full of shit. So I mean, so they're really they aspire to be like the queen, to have that, like, just this regal wealth, like just to be immersed in the shit. And
Can't do it.
Yeah. Anyway,
can't do it.
No,
we can't. You can't. It's so weird. Like, we sit here and we talk about these people, and it's like, I know we don't know them, so we can't judge, but you do know them.
I do know them. Yeah.
Yeah, you do know them because their actions just speak louder than anything else. There's always these. I've noticed something. They've tried to, especially not trying to be a bitch, but corporate media. They really do these weird stories.
Absolutely.
And I'm always like, why do you need to do that?
Fluff pieces on these just absolute fucking
Inside
ogres.
Bill Gates' brain.
Yeah,
by
who
Netflix.
gives a fuck, man?
Jeff Bezos discovered. It's always like this. I've noticed this, and it's like, and it's weird. It's just weird when you think about it. You're like, why do we need to know about your personality? It seems like through your actions, you're kind of a shit fucking boss.
Yep. Yeah.
So you do know he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But also you got to figure out what makes him tick, what he was thinking about when he had Amazon, like all the struggles he went through, and you're like, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, it was like one of the .com bubble things that actually, that actually came out of it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, because it would have been like him,
it was
eBay,
maybe Yahoo, and It's a handful of fucking companies came out of the .com bubble, and he was one of them.
Right.
It could easily have been somebody else. He, I don't know if his idea was that much better than fucking Overstock.com.
True.
Which is now still around, apparently. Yeah.
I think eBay might still be around, right?
eBay could possibly. I told you I had an eBay store. I did. I bought it, man. I mean, I bought the fucking bullshit.
But never Amazon. You don't even order it.
No.
Nothing.
No. Never bought anything on Amazon.
Never.
No. I might have, but I had like an eBay account back in, like, when I lived in the States from 2005 to 2009. I had the eBay store, so I had an eBay account, and so anything I needed, I bought off eBay. Because I got a discount for buying shit on eBay because I had an eBay store.
Okay.
So I got better rates. So I wouldn't go through Amazon. You know what I mean? But I never got, and then when I moved over here, and I don't know, I kind of started thinking what a fucking horrible load of shit it was, and I got re-leftified when I moved back to Europe.
Really?
Yeah, I went a little bit. I wouldn't say. I mean, I've never gone fucking. But I went like, I went a little bit capitalist. Well, not capitalist, but like I had my own shop and. I was a real estate agent. Yeah, I had to work, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I didn't want a shitty job, so like I worked a little bit, and I like that sort of aspect of capitalism, like what you do here. Like you have a shop, you own the fucking place, it's your thing, you know what I mean? It's not like working for like a big fucking
like Jeff Bezos?
Like a Jeff Bezos, like a big behemoth of a company, like fucking McKinsey or Vanguard or one of those horrible fucking things that just eats everything.
Yeah.
But you're trying to fucking, it's like you're scrappy and you're doing your own thing. I like that. I love that. I miss that, actually.
Yeah. I think I don't know if small business is going to have much room in the next.
I think this is the whole point. I think this is the whole point. I mean, I'm reading things in the UK about like people with like getting like bills energy bills for like £15,000. You know, I mean, how are you gonna? I mean,
Bye.
like there was like this was from Ireland. I saw it today. Actually, I just saw it today. I happened to see it today. A little Londis shop in County Roscommon, and Londis is it's like a, you know, we have them here. It's like a, you know, like a Consum, or, you know, like it's kind of a chain. You buy you buy a franchise.
Okay.
And so, but you run the business, right?
Right.
And it's usually it usually had been like a family shop. And then it just became so hard for a family shop to survive that you had to buy into the franchise to get their discounted brand shit.
Okay.
And so all the little family stores in Irish villages, all the family shops, they got, you know, they got sort of franchised. Like the families would buy into a franchise because it was easier.
Right.
Anyway, so they have this Londis shop. But you know, if you have a Londis shop in County Roscommon in Ireland, what you've got is you walk in the door and there's like a line of fridges down there with beer and drinks and milk and fucking all that shit in them, right? Now on the other side there's like a line of fucking freezers with like frozen lasagna and frozen this and frozen pizzas and all that shit. You know, and there's the lights are on all the time. There's fucking machines on all the time. There's, you know what I mean?
You're fucked.
Yeah. So like your electricity bills are just off the fucking charts. And these they're all gonna close. And it's gonna be just like one giant fucking Wayland Yutani fucking
And they're spending fucking millions on the Queen's funeral.
And they're spending fucking millions on the Queen's funeral.
And you can pay for everybody's electricity bills many times.
Yeah. And that's the world we're living in at the moment. I just like, it's hard to get out of the fucking thing, and this is where it is, man. And like everybody seems to be okay with it. But it's not that they're okay with it. It's just like I said, they're too fucking busy to like go out and you know, to go out and like, what are you going to do? There's a big protest in Dublin on the 24th, which is Saturday.
Okay.
La Marseille here, so it's a holiday.
24th, 26th, 23rd, 26th.
24th. 24th, isn't it?
What? Well, all the places are going to be shut down. A lot of places are going to be shut on 23rd.
Okay.
I've got messages from everyone already.
Oh, are they doing something here?
No, there's a lot of like messages from people being like, we're going to be shut from 23rd to 26th.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like distributors, the beer.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's it, because the 23rd's on a Friday.
Yep.
So
they're
checking
out.
Yeah. So, yeah, but anyway, there's a big protest. There's a big we don't want to pay our bills protest being organised in Dublin. I don't know how many people show up, but it's interesting. I'll keep an eye on it.
The thing is, though, even if you do show up, you feel fucking defeated because you still got to go pay your fucking bills. Like, it's not, like a lot of people who would agree with them don't have the time to leave.
Yeah.
Because you're literally, that's what they do. They keep you busy.
Well, I mean, they went and privatized the fucking electricity companies like fucking 15 years ago in Ireland. They privatized like saying like market competition will bring your bills down, and well, you know, what a fucking shock. The exact fucking opposite. Well, when there's no market, when there's like 5 companies that are like, you know, you have a choice between 5 companies, but all 5 companies sit down and have lunch together and go, well, what are we charging? And they all agree on the fucking price. You're completely fucked. Yeah, and the government's having lunch with them. You know, going, okay, whatever you guys want to do. It's fucking terrible. It's awful.
They're paying for the government's lunch.
And they're paying for the lunch. You know, they're paying for the lunch. They're not paying for Mary's lunch in Bally fucking Farm it. I'll tell you that right now. No, they're not.
No.
So, yeah.
We take a little break?
Yeah, we take a break. So we're back. And we decided what we're going to talk about now for this like last bit. Human trafficking. So apparently the new thing is like, if you're a Republican in Texas, your new thing is to like...
You're a border state.
A border state, or Florida. Your go-to thing is now to take people who are fucking desperately fucking just who have been like through this trek across fucking like Central America, which never mind, let's remember why people are leaving fucking Central America. It's fucking 100 years of the United States just shitting all over that part of the fucking world and like supporting the most brutal asshole right-wing dictators and like fueling the drug war, fueling the drug war. I mean, just unfucking believable nastiness that the U.S. has done for fucking like decades, since the fucking 20s in fucking Central America. And like it's all come home, and the people are fucking desperate to get the fuck out of there. And they come up to fucking Texas, and they get to Florida, and what do? These governors who think they're like fucking smart, they send them to like Barack Obama's town, right? How is that not fucking human trafficking? How is that a continuation of that trail of fucking tears that starts in Guatemala and Honduras, and then you get there, and then you get used as political fucking pawns by these fucking assholes who send people up just to fucking shit on the libs. It's fucking disgusting.
And they're cruel. They promise them
fucking-
jobs. They promise
they
them
lie
safe
to them.
homes.
They bullshit. Just like every fucking coyote along the way. It's like Ron DeSantis and what's the guy's name in Texas?
Oh God.
I can't remember, but he did it.
He's
He
an
does it.
asshole.
He sent people to. What's his name again?
He's an asshole. I always forget.
Sent people up to fucking Chicago, and like as if Chicago doesn't have enough of its own fucking problems as well. It's like, so you make a political fucking game out of these fucking
Greg Abbott, sorry.
Greg Abbott, yeah. The political
cunt.
fucking
He's a
game
big
out of
cunt.
these people's fucking lives. It's fucking horrible, man. And it's happening on every level of the fucking society. And somehow there's like one group of the fucking, I watched a fucking thing on it today. On an American news show, and they were like, he's like, well, they've got a point, you know what I mean? Like these liberals in these liberal cities, they don't know what it's like to have all these immigrants. And I'm like, what is wrong with you fucking people? And what is wrong with you motherfuckers?
That's right. Oh, look at this. This is his tweet today. Texas has bused over 11,000 migrants to sanctuary cities. D.C., NYC, and Chicago. Okay. Until the Biden-Harris administration stops denying the border crisis they've created, Texas will continue to do this.
So I mean,
Operation Lone Star. Dope.
Are you, Operation Lone Star, please.
Dope.
Are you telling me that there's like no? I heard this fucking today on this fucking program. It was like, well, there's no border enforcement. I was like, I'm sorry. Are you telling me that there's no fucking Customs and Border Patrol agents working down at the fucking border? I'm pretty sure they're fucking
people?
Yeah, it's the same
Weren't
fucking
they
crap.
literally whipping people?
Yeah.
They like
These are
this shit.
clearly the same people that were doing this shit like 6 months ago. Like, I just think it's like to use people like that are in desperate people.
Yeah.
To use them like that what's the difference between you, Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott, and some fucking asshole coyote who's a fucking criminal in your fucking eyes, putting fucking a whole bunch of families in the back of a fucking truck that fucking like get stopped and fucking like abandoned, and then they fucking die and bake on the fucking motorway just inside of fucking Texas. Remember that? It was in Laredo, Texas, with this whole fucking like whole truck full of fucking people like baked to death.
Dude,
Isn't
so
that
many
the
times.
same shit? You're doing the same fucking thing. You're just putting them on an air-conditioned coach. You don't give a fuck about them. You're like, fuck them. They're not even fucking people to me. They're just scum. And I'm gonna put the scum over where the elite people who don't have, like, who I think like don't care, and I think are just like posing, and you're probably right. There's no fucking question about it. They're all assholes as well. But you're a fucking worse asshole. That's it.
Oof.
Sorry.
I don't know how they're going to fix that one.
It's horrendous.
Because, like, they're literally, I've heard what they say, and it's like, they say, they're like, well, you guys want migrants, don't you? And I'm like...
I mean, this is their attitude. It's like, what their attitude is like that, like the migrants are all coming here, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, you're living in your leafy suburbs up in... and they're probably right about that. Mm-hmm. They're probably right about that, but this is not the way to fucking do it. By using fucking people who are, again, they're in a desperate situation. They're not coming to fucking, they're not fucking making that trek from Guatemala and Honduras and El Salvador to fucking Texas just for shits and giggles, man. They're making that trek because their lives are fucking desperate, because of policies inflicted by the United States on those countries. Like, just the policies for, like, since the 70s and 80s in those countries have been just horrendous, man. Absolutely horrendous. I mean, you read shit like, there's a fucking great book called Dark Alliance by Gary Webb, and I've read it a few times, and it's like, I go back to it, it's like one of those things, like it's another George Bush fucking thing, but George Bush ran that drug fucking operation. They were like, taking illegal weapons from the States down to Costa Rica, Iran-Contra, and then they were filling the fucking planes up with drugs and bringing them back to fucking America, which caused the fucking drug problem. But that devastated those nations, man. Those countries were devastated. I mean, and like even in like 1954 in Guatemala, they overthrew a fucking like a democratically elected government, because the United Fruit Company was like going to lose fucking a few pennies on every fucking banana they sold.
Which is
They're
like,
insane,
to
man.
me,
And this has been going on ever since.
yeah.
And this is why these people are coming, and these pricks are using them as pawns in their shitty, petty, fucking political games to get elected next time. Which, who the fuck gives a shit? Like, Ron DeSantis is going to run for president. I mean, fuck that, I'll run against the cunt. And I'll drop every fucking shitty, fucking bad, fucking C word, F word, every fucking word you like.
Well, just to yell at him?
Yeah.
You just want to
yell at him. I just want to fuck. And I just want to get on stage with him.
I hope he runs against Trump. I hope they do that. I hope they just destroy each other. I hope these people cannibalize each other. I really don't care. Yeah. They're terrible. They're terrible.
No, they are terrible. But I mean, there's no, on the other side is no fucking better, man.
No, I know, but I just hope they all.
There's a fucking Kamala Harris got interviewed the other day, and she's just a fucking idiot, man. I mean, and this is one of the problems.
She needs
this is
media
one of the
training,
problems. This is part of like the whole thing. It's like a tit for tat with them, and political tit for tat. She did this fucking thing. It was like, and the interviewer, I can't remember who it was. Was it Lester Holt or no? It was Chuck Todd. Was it Chuck Todd?
Yeah. It's Chuck Todd.
And he says, like, you know, blah, 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 something about the border. She's like, there's no problem with the border. And I'm like, oh, come on, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, you know, I mean, you wonder why, you know, you get assholes like Rick DeSantis and Greg Abbott, like, doing stupid fucking stunts because you're coming on and playing it like there's nothing going on. Like, you know, like, stop fucking being cunts and like arguing with each other and actually fucking do something, man.
Well, Kamala just trying to be on that Obama shit. Like, she's like, I'm cool. She's trying to rip that shit off.
Yeah, she's not good at it.
She's not good at it. She needs serious media training because it sucks.
She
sucks. It's like, at least be good at it. It's like watching an actor who's not even good.
I would be so much better than if I could get through like fucking a 5-minute segment without dropping the fucking F-bomb. I would be a fucking much better politician than her.
Well, why do you have to?
I don't know. I'm not going to.
You should just be like, this fucking sucks, and somebody go fix that bridge.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. I mean, like, you know, and really, like.
Would you just want somebody, a politician, to be like, go fix that fucking bridge?
Yeah.
That could be your whole fucking platform.
Sort it out.
Go fix the fucking
just
bridge.
Go sort it out.
Go fix it, you fucking
Shut
idiot.
the fuck up and go sort it out.
So that'd be
Don't
cool.
come back to your fucking office. Don't get in front of a fucking camera until you've got some
You're not
results.
going on vacation.
Yeah.
You know, they work like 5 months out of the year.
If that. Anyway.
Ugh. Gross.
Anyway.
I have a bad taste in my mouth after this one.
I do. I'm going to have another beer.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, sorry we didn't do that live, but...
Yeah, and next week.
Next week,
review
sure.
that movie.
Yeah, I'm going to review that movie next week. The Salon's been very busy. There's been issues. Yeah, we're going to review that Hunter fucking... Should I not have said that? I can cut that out.
What?
There are issues thing. I didn't mean you had issues. I mean, but there's issues with the bar.
Don't cut it out. I'm laughing. I meant it was in my head.
Yeah, we're going to review that Hunter Biden movie, and maybe we'll have a look at an episode of Gutsy.
Oh, God. Okay, I'll watch half of it, but I saw the preview, and they were on The View already. They're already on The View. They're already on The View. They're good, though. They do the mother-daughter duo, I think. They keep it sexy, I guess. It's weird.
Yeah, no, they're really not good.
No.
They're not good. I mean, I love Chelsea Clinton. Like, why should I listen to anything Chelsea Clinton has to say? And I'm sorry. You know, I will say one thing, though. Like, they were horrible to that fucking girl when she was a little girl. They were fucking awful to her.
They really called her ugly. And
they called her ugly and stupid
weird,
and fucked up hair and shit. But, I mean, she was like 15.
Yeah, going through puberty. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up, man. And, like, the whole American media was like, you know, well, the whole right media, like Rush Limbaugh and all those fucking
they were really
Howard Stern and all those assholes. They were fucking horrible
and
to
they
her.
were, like, adults.
They were
going
adults.
After a young girl.
A teenage girl.
It's just creepy.
It was disgusting. It was fucking disgusting. You know, and like, you know, and the hypocrisy of it all. I remember when somebody said some weird comment about not about the nobody touched the Bush girls. No, that sounded.
I know. I was like, okay.
Yeah, one of them got arrested in she was going to Texas A&M.
I think University
of Texas. Or, anyway, she was going to. Anyway, she got arrested for drunk driving. She's a party girl, like her dad. Her dad was a party guy. She took after her dad. She got arrested, and then she just like disappeared.
No, I think they also have a job in media as well.
I'm sure they do.
No, I'm pretty sure they have like one of the morning shows. Like
I mean, their dad never did a day's work in his life. Why should they? I mean, why should they?
It's true. I mean, like, you look at like these things like Meghan McCain, and you're like,
never done a day's work in her life. Never done it.
But also, they get to fail in a lot of different places.
Oh yeah.
That's impressive.
They fail up.
But yeah. Have you ever heard of that? You can't trip and land on shit like that.
No.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen it. Like, I was watching this thing, and it was like this guy talking
when you have
about,
money, that's what it's about. Man.
It was crazy though, because I watched this thing about this guy who worked with Meghan McCain at MSNBC, and he was like, she was terrible to staff. She was terrible to her producers. She wasn't good on screen. She didn't last that long. She seemed to be very frustrated by simple things like journalism.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then the guy was like, and then like, you know, she like caused a fit, left, and then like got one of the biggest jobs in daytime television. What?
Yeah, that's how it works.
I wish it worked like that for us.
That's how it works, man. I mean, look at Anderson Cooper. No offense, Anderson. I know I'm bringing you up again, kid.
What is up with you and him?
You know,
so personal.
Yeah. Well, I no, it's not personal. It's just like he's like, to me, he exemplifies everything that's wrong.
But he's actually good at his job, isn't he?
I mean, he's personable and he's likable. You know, I don't think he's a bad person, but he comes from that just like that. He's like that privileged class.
Yeah.
But not just his generation, but the generation before him and the generation before him.
No, he's next level.
And you know, like Prince Charles. Like Prince Charles, did you see him with the thing with the pen? Did you see that?
What happened with the pen? Why was
Oh
it
man, he was like trying to he was signing a thing, right?
It didn't work.
And there's a tray of like a fountain pen and like, you know, some real oldie fucking, you know, like royal fucking from 1705 fucking pen that he has to sign and fucking. Anyway, and he's like trying to move his thing out, and he's clearly got OCD, right? And he moves the little book where he's got to sign, and he's like, and he looks, and the thing is there, and he like looks over at one of the staff, and he goes, like hisses at them to take it away. I'm not kidding you, man.
This is why people think that these people eat children.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why would you say
absolutely.
hiss?
Yeah.
No, it's so weird because you're like, they're not relatable.
No, but I'm sorry, but I think Anderson Cooper, Meghan McCain, Chelsea Clinton,
they're like this.
They're all like that. I mean, and unfortunately, the Obama girls are going to be like that as well because they're not, you know, they've grown up in that like.
With those people.
They're never going to need that. They're never going to have to like worry about their resume. They're just going to go in and like, it's like,
hi,
I'm here for the interview. Right, you're hired. You start there. We're going to give you $7 million a fucking week, and great. Okay, cool. Bye. I'm going to go out and meet my mom and dad now. So that's and it's like this is who's running the show now. Is all these like privileged, spoiled kids who have absolutely no relatable qualities to anything else in the fucking world, only their own fucking like elite fucking like coddled group.
And I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole, not to go back to this, but like, I'd say now my prediction of the royals, like King Charles, right? He's gonna let his brother go wild.
Oh yeah, Andy's back.
Oh, he's in because I think he let him wear the uniform, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's a sign.
Andy's back.
Oh, he's about to get into some kids' pants. That's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucked up to say.
Lock up your fucking daughters.
Now, yeah.
United Kingdom, lock up your daughters.
No, now,
He's out again.
Say that because, I mean...
He's out again. Keep your daughters out of the Pizza Express. That's all you need to fucking know.
And let's be real. I mean, there's going to be some money coming to this guy. His mom just died.
Yep.
There's a windfall coming.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. He's already freaking out paying his debts. Borrowing money from Epstein. Yeah, he was. You know, getting paid. Sorry, guys.
I know. Anyway.
It's back now. The king's in charge.
The king's back.
The king's back.
Long live the king.
Yeah. Oh.
Bye. Anyway, okay, bye. That's us.